Mm, mm, yeah, it's great.
Dun, dun, dun.
Are you sure about that?
Once again, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I see people.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. Do we ever really know?
Hell if I know. All right, let's try this now.
Oh,
There it is.
I don't know what it is, but I believe you.
Son of three bitches. Come on.
Whoa, three, upping your game.
Let's go. Maybe later. Can I? Oh my god. I just want. Can I? Oh my god. I just want. Oh, forget this. All right. Oh, forget this. I'll just have to do this the hard way. Oh, forget this. I'll just have to do this the hard way.
That
The
sounds
downside
painful.
to using a Chromebook.
Oh dear.
Well, it keeps closing my my chat window. Anyways, shall we begin, sir?
I assumed we had already begun the mystery of life.
Oh boy, Mystery Life. Here we go. All right. Good lord, that's bright. All right. Muting Zealeus. Sorry, Zealeus. Not sorry. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
What's up?
Not much, my friend. I, of course, am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific comer himself, Zealeus.
It's been a full week since the last show, and there's nothing much that what's up. I'm so confused.
Well, it's been, it's the usual craziness. The kids are now fully back in school and put other crazy stuff that I'm sure that I'm forgetting that's happened in the past week.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is our Thursday Night Hangout, our live show where we try our best to cover the topics most important to you during the show. At any point during the show, if you have any topics, questions, opinions, thoughts, criticisms, please drop them in the chat, be it on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, and we will get to them. If we do unfortunately run out of time, we will add it to the very next show. So, without further ado, let's get into the first. Be sure to tell Charlie how he's wrong. Thank you, Zealeus.
I'm here to help.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so let's talk about the first topic, and this one's kind of cool. It's kind of awesome. Just shows you that anime continues to become more and more mainstream, and that is that Crunchyroll and Delta Airlines are combining forces, and by the end of the year, you will be able to watch how did they put it? A curated sampling of Crunchyroll content on your Delta flights.
I assume there's going to be a curated, like they're not probably going to show like, what is that Double D demon anime? I don't remember what it's actually called.
Yeah, I know there's probably like, the more mature titles are probably not going to be available.
It's not called Frozen, but it's the one with the ice lady. I know you've seen it.
Phrasen or Phasen or something like that.
Yeah, like the title has nothing to do with the actual what it is, but yeah, there's a fair number of Crunchyroll titles that need the kids filter.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll play that. Yeah. So I'd assume those would not be for showing. Whenever I fly, if I bring my iPad to like watch, if I have Crunchyroll, I always want to be like, wait, what Crunchyroll is this? Because I feel like weird, like watching something totally sketchy on a plane, where maybe it could be like, what are you watching? I don't know.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah. Not that it's anime, it's that if it's the potentially skeezy anime, that's where I'm like, I'd rather not.
I'm trying to cheat and try to pull up the anime you were talking about because just so that I could get
It's
it
actually
right.
good. Like, I mean, there's lots of
Oh,
um,
there's tons of anime that would be
yeah,
very inappropriate for a flight.
but it actually is a good anime. Like from an actual like action and story, it's actually interesting.
Yes, it is, but there is gratuitous high school DxD.
Well, okay, that's not the one. Yes, that is one of them, but that's not the one I'm thinking of.
Are you thinking
Uh,
about oh shoot, now I can't remember what the other one was.
Freezing.
Oh, right.
That's the one I'm thinking of. No, high school one is just straight up. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what that one's called off the top of my head. I don't know. I'll figure it out halfway through the show. That's how I usually roll. You know.
I did that.
Um.
So yes, now you can watch anime on those shitty little screens. I'm super excited.
Yes. I'll just be very interested. It's called freezing. FREEZING.
That's what I just said like a minute ago.
I know. I thought it was something slightly different. I thought it looked like freezing, but it wasn't actually freezing. Zealeus is once again completely right. Charlie is completely wrong. Moving on.
Wrong.
Now,
I could see something like maybe like a fairy tale on. Actually, fairy tale would fit.
Fairy Tale would fit. Black Clover would fit.
What about
Basically
like One
all of
Piece?
those type of anime.
Yeah, probably not. Um, Vampire Hunters.
No, and definitely
And
not Dan to
Vampire
Dan.
Hunters. What?
Dan to Dan would not be an option
Okay,
either.
so I meant to text you this. I watched the first episode of Dan to Dan last night,
Uh-huh.
and all I have like is like, what the actual fuck is happening?
Yeah.
I
Keep with
felt
it though.
like
You got to keep with it.
I don't do drugs, but I kind of wish I did.
And this is
Just for the
basically
show.
how it feels to be on drugs. Is watching
I'm
the
like,
first episode.
I need to call my non-existent drug lord to be like, I need some stuff for Dan to Dan because I feel like that is a necessary part of the experience. Like there needs to be a disclaimer.
Dude, it's that show is bonkers.
Did it just get even more batshit bonkers after the first episode?
There's moments, but overall, once you get a couple episodes in, you really get that. You get locked into how things are going to be, and I guess it doesn't get like way too over that bonker limit. So you kind of
keeps
just like,
the
okay, I
bonker
know what
though.
I'm in for.
So it kind of keeps the same level-ish, more or
Yeah.
less.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. No, I'll continue to watch it. It's not like I'm not gonna watch it. I'm just like, okay, this is. I don't know how you could actually have an expectation of what the show was because like there's nothing to be like expect this.
Yeah. The alien portion of Dan to Dan does not frequent the series. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I think that alone gets it ixnayed on the Delta A.
Yeah, exactly. Also, for those who are Delta Sky Mile members, you will once this Crunchyroll thing goes out, you'll have access to special 24-hour free trial of Crunchyroll that you can use during the flight, so you can get the full library, or after the flight.
I've tried those. The problem is because like usually there's like a free like I know one was like Paramount Plus with and I could use on my device. The problem is on most Delta flights the Wi-Fi is still so terrible where you can't actually still stream it.
Well, I'm sure I would assume they would put it to a lower resolution or something.
No, like I'm saying like it was buffering at 240p.
Well, then,
like I was really trying.
How old was the plane you were on?
I mean, this was going to Seattle and back. So it was a normal plane.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
some of those normal planes are actually ancient. But yeah, I understand.
Yeah, it's whatever the case was, the Wi-Fi sucked, and there was no Wi-Fi on the entire trip flying to Zimbabwe. Basically, at this point in my life, I assume there's not Wi-Fi in flights.
Just download a bunch of shit to your stuff and then
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I do. I just do the offline download of stuff before I fly, and it's really
right,
not an issue.
right. All right, this next topic is courtesy of our Battlefield friend.
Oh dear.
Battlefield 6 is having its second open beta. And there's, of course, with betas, it's okay to have issues. And, of course, this beta is having its issues. Now, the crazy thing is that during this playtest already, they have averaged concurrent players of anywhere between 274,000 to 521,000 players. So let's just say, pretty sure that the servers are working well. You would think.
I mean, it's a popular game because that's the one that's like the large multiplayer PvP, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like large scale warfare,
yep.
basically.
Yep.
Where I think I tried it once like 5-10 years ago, and I was like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm scared. I'm running away. And from what I've heard, it's an absolutely beautiful game.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, like BF6 is supposed to be just gorgeous. I'm more curious if the man we're referring to, Sam, I don't think he's on. I'm curious if he'll be playing Battlefield 6.
Yes, that would be very.
That'd be that question, but it does kind of seem like one of those games where, like, if you're going to be a filthy casual, like now's the time to jump in because not every it's not like it's been around for 2 years, so like the meta's so established you have no way of catching up.
Right.
Whereas if you kind of jump in the ground floor, you can at least kind of keep abreast of what's going on easier.
Exactly. But okay, so some of the issues that they are having, just so you know that the game's not perfect. Even though it's holding or hosting that many concurrent users, there's players are experiencing long matchmaking times. They're having party system issues. They're getting generic error messages, which are always fun. And here's a fun little issue that some players have gotten into. For some reason, the anti-cheat software on certain computers are requiring the players to uninstall Valorant in order to play the beta.
Nice. Maybe they're cheating at Valorant and it's just catching up with them.
Perhaps. Now, also, speaking of the anti-cheat software, the anti-cheat software has already reportedly prevented over 330,000 attempts to cheat or tamper with the anti-cheat controls, and the reporting functionality in the anti-cheat software apparently is rocking and rolling, as more than 44,000 potential cheaters have been reported, and that was just the first day of the open beta.
Apparently, by a large margin, Battlefield 6 is the #1 on Twitch right now.
Oh, God, yes.
For games, which is not surprising.
No.
Which makes me curious, though. Can you even play Battlefield 6 on the Steam Deck with the anti-cheat? Yeah, so Battlefield 6 is not supported by the Steam Deck. Mm-hmm. So that's the one, with these type of anti-cheat, because basically for Windows, it's installing what's effectively a rootkit on your Windows device to play it. So it means you can't play on Steam Deck. Well, you could probably install Windows and do it that way, I'm assuming. But at least the native Proton, and I'm assuming it'll never come to Mac OS for the same reason.
Right.
Because they don't really allow kernel level installations like you can do with Windows. So yay. Which is great because people figure out a way to cheat anyways.
This is true. Now, speaking of Mac OS and whatnot, there's bad news for those people out there who have older Macs. and they have Steam on their system. Steam is going away on older Macs, and it makes total sense. It's just like the same deal of them doing away with the 32-bit stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
These Macs are way too old, and so they basically Steam or Valve has come out and said this change is required as core features and Steam rely on an embedded version of Google Chrome, which no longer functions on older versions of the Mac OS. In addition, future versions of Steam will require Mac OS features and security updates only present in Mac OS 12 and above. We strongly encourage all Mac OS 11 users to update sooner rather than later. Apple ended security updates and technical support for Mac OS 11 in 2023. Computers running these operating systems, when connected to the internet, are susceptible to new malware and other exploits that will not be patched. The malware can cause your computer, Steam, and games to perform poorly or crash. That malware can also be used to steal the credentials of your Steam account and other services. So it makes total sense.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. Most developers support N-2 or N-3 of the OS, and they're on 15 right now. So that gets you down to 12. And yes, Chrome, as of last week, and I know this is my job, is they dropped support for Mac OS 11 like last week with the new 139 version. So yeah, I saw them, not surprised. And that's like, I mean, most corporations, they're supporting that type of same kind of cadence is pretty normal.
Right. The other thing is that if you do have a Mac OS 11 machine, Steam is truly 100% stopping on October 15th for those machines.
Only kind of rough part is, so like Windows, you can, install basically Windows 11 on any device. I know there's the secure chip thing, but there's ways to get around that.
Yeah.
But with Apple, like, unless you go crazy Hackintosh, there's really like, I have an old MacBook Pro that only supports up to Mac OS 12. So I technically could use Steam, but at some point, like, you just can't even upgrade it anymore through Apple.
Right.
Now, the MacBook Pro is also 10 years old. So it's not like I could be like, it's a new one. So that is kind of the trade-off. It's just kind of the reality. But it's also 10 years old. So can't really complain too much about that.
Yeah. Speaking of Steam and OSs that are not named Windows, it looks like the Chrome Steam experiment is about to come to an end. They've basically had a beta going since 2022, and it looks like if you were to install Steam today onto a Chrome OS device, it gives you a heads up that this is going to go away very, very soon.
So it's kind of funny because I don't remember what convention. It was one of the very first ones I went. It might have been PAX East, actually, now that I think about it, where I remember it was one of the lead developers of Diablo. So this would have been around Diablo 2-ish. And I remember him being convinced that in a decade, we would not have dedicated game launchers and they'd all be done through the web. And his argument was that at the time, you actually had video games that were being developed to run in the web because you can play games in your web browser, right?
Right.
So it's just kind of interesting how, like, it's not like it was just blowing smoke. Like, he actually believed this. And it's just kind of interesting to me that it has obviously not come to fruition whatsoever. Because in this case, like, if it actually did come to fruition, then you could use, a Chromebook as a gaming device.
Right.
Effectively. Whereas, obviously, dedicated game launchers are still where it's at. I mean, nobody's doing full-fledged real video games in the web browser. They're all still just their own dedicated EXEs or whatever at this point.
So if you do have a Chromebook out there and you do want to have access to gaming, there is, of course, alternatives. Now,
you can still use like GeForce Now and that stuff, though, can't you?
Yeah, you could use the cloud based gaming, the GeForce Now, the Xbox Cloud Gaming, or Amazon Luna, which I thought was dead, but apparently it's not.
I thought it was too.
You just don't hear about it. Maybe it's just their game development studios. Um,
I just want we talked about it like dying at one time.
yeah, but okay. But anyways, Steam support on Chrome OS, it's ending in 2026. I believe it's actually January 1st, 2026, but it could be wrong.
Hmm.
So
I mean,
heads up.
it's also the Chromebook. I mean, they're not exactly known for their prowess of GPUs.
Yeah.
So regardless, like I would think that you'd probably honestly have a better gaming experience doing cloud gaming with like a GeForce or I guess Luna than trying to run it locally for the most part, I would think.
Okay. So we had a question that came in the other day. I'm posting it in the chat. But the question is, do you think that the Switch 2 will ultimately outsell the original Switch?
Ooh.
To which I say probably.
Probably. I think it also depends on what is the turnaround time from the Switch 2 to the next console.
That's
Um,
true.
Because the Switch 2, the Switch 1 was, let's see, what was the launch date for it? Or, oops, I can't actually Google. So 2017. So basically 8 years of the Switch 2, or Switch 1, sorry, which is a pretty long run for a console. So you consider 8 years. Granted, it's Nintendo. They do things their own special way. The only reason I could see a no is a lot of people with the Switch 1, are they going to see a reason to get the Switch 2? I know, yes, there's always more graphical power and stuff. That's duh. But at the same time, like, do they need to actually get the Switch 2?
Right.
So I would be curious. I mean, the Switch 1 is also sold phenomenally well.
Right.
Considering everything. And it was also is still one of the first successful modern handhelds. I say modern because yes, you had the PSP Go and all that shit beforehand.
Oh, jeez. Well, let's not talk about that stupid thing.
Modern, kind of console generations. It's the standard bearer.
Right.
The other big thing now is you also have the competition of the Steam Deck, and for the first 5 years that wasn't a thing. So so now, if someone wants a handheld, the Steam Deck, especially for the price of the Switch. Wow, the Switch 2 is what, $500? Yeah, so $500 for a Switch 2, you can get a Steam Deck for basically the same price. So, it used to be you only had the Switch, right? But now the Switch or the Steam Deck, that's real competition for that handheld. So I think that's going to actually make it much harder. So my answer is actually no. It's not going to outsell the Switch 1.
So in Sinatra 111 says that the Switch 2 Mario Kart is gorgeous. I've seen videos of it. It looks gorgeous. I've got a buddy who has been playing some. It's the new Donkey Kong, and he loves it. He says, was there some pushback about the Switch 2 game price being too high? Yeah, the problem is that we're now entering an era where the prices are all, unfortunately, because of what's going on in the world, there's this wonderful inflation of prices, and it's going to become the new norm. And as much as I would love to see them go back to the $60 price tag, it's not going to happen. You're going to see like $70, $79, $99. Save that penny.
It's also hard though because the Switch 2 just came out, so you have a year or two before you're going to see any discounts. Right. Nintendo's not exactly known for discounting the games, regardless.
This is true for their first party games. Now, for
you're right. Yes, first
the third party games, those that's where you go into the great deal section of the Nintendo eShop. Zealeus was talking about the price of like a Switch 2 bundle, which is $499.99. You can get your LCD 256 gigabyte drive version for $400. If you want the 512 gigabyte OLED, then that's $550. and if you want to jump up to the terabyte OLED, it's $650 right now.
Wait, none of those are OLED.
Steam Deck has two
Oh, sorry,
OLED.
sorry. No, I missed when you said Steam Deck. I was
Yeah.
very confused.
No,
I thought you
sorry.
said the ones.
I was just
That's
you were trying to compare the price between the both of them, so I was just giving exact prices.
Yep. So based on that, like, when the Switch was $300, because I think that's the Switch one launched at. Now it's a big price point difference, but now it's pretty freaking similar. So I think it's going to be much harder trekking for the Switch 2 than the Switch 1, based on the Steam Deck actually being successful.
We'll see.
My 2 cents.
I mean, can the Switch 2 outsell the Switch 1? Maybe, possibly. I mean, I think as of June of this year, the Switch 1 has sold 153.1 million units. That's a very large number. And of course, the Switch 2 hasn't been out for too long, but they're already up to 5.82 million units. You're right. Don't underestimate Nintendo diehards. What I'm going to say is that if there is like a series of killer games and the ability to actually get your hands on a Switch 2, then that gap could change. I think Zealeus is right, though. I think it really depends on how long are they going to wait until the Switch 3 or whatever they're going to call it.
Fair. So it's looking online, though, and apparently the launch of the Switch 2 has been phenomenally successful in actually breaking records.
Yeah.
So at least right now, it's off to a great start.
Yes,
so
it is.
It has, the potential to, and to Nisatra's point of don't underestimate Nintendo diehards. My thought as I was saying that was potentially is these record-breaking sales because of the Nintendo diehards. So there's going to come that point, like, where you've already saturated your Nintendo diehards. And now you're looking for people like you and me who, like, we're potential buyers, but it's not like a necessary part of our experience of living. So I think you're going to eventually get to that where you're right. You definitely had that initial diehard of people who are like, let's get it. Who are going to buy it no matter what.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know.
Honestly, I think it's going to take like a killer game or maybe a killer two.
Yeah.
Two killer games. Insinatra says the design of the actual hardware is pretty sleek too. It looks awesome. I'm not going to lie. It looks freaking sweet.
Yeah. And it definitely, once it gets the games, that'll help. Because although I hear Donkey Kong is also an amazing platformer.
Yes. I've heard that it's stealing the show right now. And that was the other thing, was that there was Mario Kart, but there wasn't that like signature Mario game on release, which was kind of weird.
It'll get there.
I'm not saying that they're not going to make them. That would be the stupidest thing Nintendo could possibly do. Is, you know what? Screw it. We're not making Mario games anymore. Or actually, just standalone Mario games. We're going to do it with Mario Party, Mario Kart, Mario Tennis, Mario Soccer.
Mario has retired from saving Princess Peach. He's done.
Well, the voice of Mario has retired, so.
Did he retire or is he kind of replaced? Big difference.
So he got a change in title. He is a Nintendo ambassador. He's not doing the voices anymore, from my understanding. But, it hurts a little bit. Ooh, that's a good question. Has Super Smash Brothers run its course?
I think there will always be an audience for Super Smash Brother. I am definitely not the audience, but people are always going to be interested in it's a fighting game, and there's always that audience, but it's also the ability to play with your various characters in the Nintendo franchises. There will always be an audience for it.
I think there would be. I think there still is. I mean, as long as Nintendo allows it, there's always going to be that huge, fighting community that basically eats, sleeps, and lives Smash Brothers. Now, of course, Nintendo for some reason has been really weird about what they allow to be played for tournaments and whatever. Apparently, there's a lot of extra hoops you got to go through now. But that being said, I would at least, expect another Smash Brothers, at least one more. It's really, for me, it's a better fighting game for my type of play style than like a Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or, oh my God, I almost went super duper old school there for a second. But
Tekken.
Yeah, Tekken. I think there's a new Virtua Fighter coming out soon, which is crazy.
Sure.
I was gonna say Killer Instinct, but that hasn't seen an update in a long time.
Killer Instinct was that game that required like a 38 button combo. Like obscenely long combos in order to win.
I actually for a bit I actually got into Guilty Gear pretty hard because you could do like the crazy button combo to do the one hit kill.
Nice. Nope, not for me.
Oh, come on, Zealeus. I will tell you that my youngest son would definitely play if I had a Switch 2 and a new Super Smash Brothers came out, he'd be all over that. Day one.
And then your kids would play each other, and then they'd fight, and then they'd throw a controller through the TV when somebody loses.
Oh no. They will have the freaking wrist things on. That's a requirement. And if it doesn't have a wrist thing, gosh darn it, I will build a wrist thing to keep it on their bodies. What are my go-to characters for Super Smash Brothers? I'm always going to go Link. I'm always going. I'm Link, but I always choose the color option to be Dark Link.
I've played Super Smash like once in my life.
Boo.
I know nothing about it, honestly.
I think the one time that I played it, I'm trying to think what my son's favorite ones are. The thing is, here's the thing, and this is just my opinion. I could be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure that I'm right on this one. When you're playing a fighting game or any type of game where you have to select a character to jump into the game, once you find that character, stick with it. Don't just keep doing the freaking spin the wheel and I'll just choose a random person, because then you're not gaining any proficiency.
See, that's why every fight should just be randomized. I don't think people should get to pick. I think that levels the playing field where it's completely randomized, so everyone's in the same "what the hell do I do" bucket.
But I mean, yes, sure you can do randomized, but I think that you should always be able to have your favorite. Have your favorite.
And that's why I don't play it, because I know I'm going to play someone who's played the same person 8,000 times, and I'm just going to get bun stopped.
Actually, I think in general, any character that has a sword is something that I could play with. So like Link and I think Marsh is in there.
So what I'm hearing is you need a sword in real
Marth.
life so you can stop vicariously living through Super Smash Brother. You could live out your dreams of having a sword.
Yeah, absolutely. I need a sword in my
life.
Do
some Smash Brother reenactments in your backyard.
Oh, that'll go over real well. I'm pretty sure that there would be lots of screaming and yelling and whatnot.
Maybe you could have like a sword fighting dojo back there.
Interesting. And Sinatra says Diddy Kong is apparently overused in competition. I guess smaller hitbox, so that might help.
Is that kind of like Odd Job in GoldenEye?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it's the smaller, harder target, and you move. Well, Odd Job doesn't really move fast, but Diddy basically bounces all over the place. So It's like Odd Job on speed.
Odd
The
speed.
good old days of GoldenEye. Okay, do you want to hear something crazy though? I read about there is an indie developer out there that that's got a game that apparently is turning heads. It is called the Crazy Hyper Dungeon Chronicles.
Sure.
You can download the demo for on Steam right now. But it was very, very popular at the Tokyo Game Convention, or sorry, Tokyo Game Show. And so this developer is from Italy, and they wanted, since it was so popular at the TGS, they decided to make a Japanese translated version. But they wanted to do it as quickly as possible, so they put it through machine and not through someone who's native to Japan or knows Japanese. And apparently, their game title got translated to something that's called Kuso Dungeon. And Kuso apparently means shitty or crappy. So instead of Crazy Hyper Dungeon Chronicles, it is Shitty Dungeon for the Japanese version.
So apparently it's a 2D roguelike game, basically. 2D.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's one of those, if that's into your thing, there you go.
It looked, I'm not going to lie, it looked kind of cool. I don't know if I might dabble with the demo. I don't know. I've been kind of in a demo mood.
Yeah. I mean, you can't beat having a demo because then you can try it and just see what you think.
See, that's what I like. I like demos. I know that there's developers out there kind of shy away from demos, or they just don't have enough time because freaking deadlines are insane now in the industry. But there's nothing wrong with a good old demo. Now, of course,
I think in some cases it's more straightforward than others, because this one I'm assuming, like, if there's 5 acts, just after Act 0.5, you just stop playing.
Right. Well, I mean, like the game I was talking about last week. Can you demo Crystals of Pride? Not on the show, we can't.
That would be him. You'd have to demo that through.
Oh man, Crystals of Pride is for those out there who don't know, Crystals of Pride is it's a homebrew pencil and paper RPG that that Zealeus and I kind of birthed way back in the day when it was AD&D, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, where there was this.
Basically, we didn't know how to calculate THACO, so we said, "Fuck it, we're creating our own game."
Yes, THACO was a pain in the arse, and we decided we didn't want to mess with that, and so we decided to make our own thing, and then, of course, the group of guys that were basically, I guess, beta testing it. I can still remember all of their names, all their character names. Zealeus was Zealeus. I was.
That's actually where I got my name from.
Yeah, that's where that's Crystal of Prine's actually where he got his name from. I was Gershenine, the Emerald Thief. The crystal thing was every character had a some sort of gem or jewel type, and then their class. So he was the okay. You were a paladin, but I don't remember which.
I was the angry drunken paladin.
Yes, you were the angry drunken paladin, but I don't remember what crystal you were. Were you the diamond paladin?
Oh god, I don't remember at this point.
There was the ruby mage. That was a Magmus. And then there was. Oh my gosh, I just blanked out on the other one. Oh, I can't remember what the last. There was 4 of us. And basically the enemy was a I guess like the big bad was a crystal warrior that had turned evil. You know, the usual trope of a hero that got pushed over the edge, got, you know, jilted view of the world and decided to side with the bad guys because maybe they are the side that is actually worth it.
We actually played quite a few campaigns. I remember the maps.
I still have the maps.
Nice.
That I printed out. I create all the maps, all the grid maps on MS Paint. I had my little legend toolkit that I had that I could just like copy and paste into those squares. Zealeus was also the mayor of Rivertown.
I have a lot going on.
But he never wanted to be there. He never wanted to be in Rivertown. That was the thing.
It's the best leaders are the ones who don't want to actually lead, bro.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we did. I mean, that was, we had that going for a long, long time. And then how long would a campaign usually take? Ooh, that's a very good question. I guess it depends on. For me, it was where I wanted the story to go to. If I was just a series of quests, or a specific dungeon, then probably just a couple sessions. And those sessions could be anywhere from an hour at a time to 3 hours at a time. So I mean, you're probably looking. I don't know, Zealeus, what would you say? Average of 8-10 hours.
Sure. You asked me to dredge up memories from like 25 years ago.
Well, that's true. Zealeus hadn't played Crystal Prime in a long, long time.
You played Prime in college, didn't you?
I resurrected it while I was at Full Sail because I had one of my teachers was Dave Arneson, the godfather of basically pencil and paper RPGs, and I decided to show it off. But yeah. Yes, you were told you could ask about it, and I am answering your questions to the best of my ability. Like I said, I do have, between the version that Zealeus played and the version that I demoed in Full Sail, I think there was small changes. I think it was mostly to the way that we handled stats, but yeah, it's actually in a binder in the closet that I don't really have access to right now because it is basically floor to ceiling filled with my collection of Funko Pops.
And there used to be a website full of all the info, but that's long since been offline.
Yeah. Stormloader.
Stormloader, yeah, I've looked, and it doesn't exist.
Damn.
I know.
Great. Memories.
There's remnants of it that existed for a while, but it just didn't quite stick around.
Top 5 favorite Funkos I own.
Definitely not asking me that question.
That it's probably gonna be mostly Deadpool. Well, so my Firefly collection, then my random Deadpools. I would say that I don't know if I can have like specific one favorite Funko, but I would say my favorite sets would be Firefly, Ready Player One, and then my random Deadpool stuff.
Nice.
And I was asked.
I own none, so I can't help you.
I thought you had one.
Maybe somewhere.
Just a few less than what I have.
Mine is I collect shot glasses.
There you go.
That's what I get from events.
Okay. We are going to pause for just a second to thank the individuals who help Alter Confusion be the Alter Confusion that you love and adore. That, of course, is the friends of the show. Thankfully, I remembered where I had my cheat sheet, so here we go. So let's start it off with the Indie Cluster. The Indie Cluster is an organization of independent game developers that want to gain exposure by being involved in the community. They collectively journey to popular conferences as a traveling booth to help gain attention for their games. They make partnerships in local communities to bring games to the mainstream mindset. They highlight local, unusual, and rare concepts that challenge the paradigm of the common. They also host events to teach kids and minority groups about game development to hopefully one day enter the industry themselves. For more information, go to indiecluster.com. The next shout out we got to give is to the AV master himself, and that, of course, is Noodle Boy Media. Founded in 2015 by Andrew Tran, Noodle Boy Media, previously Whack Kid 47 Media, is your choice for professional photo shoots and panel recordings at conventions. They pride themselves in providing a high level of professionalism, top-notch experiences, and quality services. If you want more information and to view their full list of services, check out facebook.com/noodleboymedia. The next shout out we got to give is to an individual who's actually at my house today. This is the guy who will help take the aches and pains away from your body from either way too long a gaming session or perhaps you push your body too hard at a basketball game. What I'm talking about is Hero Chiropractic. Hero Chiropractic is a unique healthcare practice set up by Ryan Moore. The company's focus to elevate a patient's experience of freedom, creative expression, and joy. They believe that everyone can be a hero and has incredible heroic potential inside themselves waiting to be unleashed. Hero Chiropractic focuses on mobile chiropractic care in the greater Atlanta area. They are committed to healing clients by creating a plan of action uniquely suited for each person. They make that plan of action as convenient and affordable as possible, and most importantly, suited to your individual needs. For more information, go to herochiropractic.com. The next shout out we got to give is to the music maestro himself, and that, of course, is CrossPad Creative. Need a new logo or want to work on a full branding and content strategy? Or maybe you need music or audio for your content, just like Ultra Confusion. CrossPad Creative offers a whole host of solutions for individuals and small businesses. Just email Josh at crosspadcreative@gmail.com and see what he can do for you. And the final shout out we got to give is to the original backer of Ultra Confusion through Patreon. That, of course, is Agile Axiom. By day, Axe leads both the development team and system administration team working with satellites at NASA's Goddard campus. But while not in meetings and many times during, he is the Agile evangelist, Agile Axe, championing the philosophy of Agile and trying to make the world a better place for software developers, testers, system admins, and software projects the world over. Decades of experience in software development and leading Agile teams are brought to bear against evil processes, inefficient work, and bad habits. For more information, go to agileaxiom.com. Now, at this very moment in time, I know that you are dying to know, how do I become a friend of the show? Well, it's quite simple, my friends. All you got to do is know that Ultra Confusion survives on the love and support of fans like you, and so we have a Patreon page. Patreon lets you, the fans, lovers, haters, demigods, interdimensional beings, gods, demons, aliens, vampires, werewolves, swamp creatures, mummies, supporters, and more to become active participants in the work we love through a monthly membership. This gives you access to exclusive content, community, and insight into our creative process. In exchange, we gain a bit more freedom to do our best work and the stability we need to build an even stronger creative career. We currently have 2 tiers. You have the $1 a month tier, that's $1 a month or $12 a year. What that gets you is early access to all of our playthroughs, as well as the ability to participate in patron-only posts. Now, if you're feeling extra frisky and you want to be... oh my good Lord. Let's just go with $5 a month. Good Lord. $5 a month or $60 a year. What that will get you is your name or organization added to every single friend of the show section of the Thursday Night Hangout, as well as everything at the $1 tier. So if you want to become a patron of Ultra Confusion, go to Patreon. That's patreon.com/altered confusion today. Man, I got tongue-tied there for a second. Good Lord. All right. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Ultra Confusion is proud to say that we have been fundraising for Extra Life for 14 years straight. Extra Life is gamers doing what they do best, game, to help sick and injured children at their chosen Children's Miracle Network Hospital. The money that we raise through Extra Life will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta as unrestricted funds. This means that the hospital decides where and how to spend the money to ensure the dollars we raise make the biggest impact in the lives of the kids they treat. So if you have If you have the capacity to donate, please go to extra-life.org and search for Altered Confusion. Also, one more thing, ladies and gentlemen, I know that sometimes you just are dying to know how do you get your hands on some Altered Confusion merch, perhaps like my hat or the coffee mug, which has been redesigned, by the way. This is the old design. Or perhaps you want one of these sweet vinyl stickers. Or you want, let's see, a notebook or socks or a beanie. All you got to do is go over to alteredconfusion.tv/merch and you can check it out today.
So many options.
So many options. And Zealeus, I'm sorry, I still haven't looked into if they've got pins. It's on my to-do list.
For all of the doodling and art you make, you think it'd be perfect for you.
Well, see, here's the thing. I am so OCD about the type of pen that I use. I use the Bic Click Stick. And
No, I actually totally get that. Once you find that right pen for yourself, I totally understand that. Yes.
Yeah.
You do need that. So, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Back to the stories here. Let me check my list here, make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. Okay. For those out there who have seen K-pop Demon Hunter 1 or 17 times, there's potentially good news for you if you feel like you want to hang out with a bunch of like-minded individuals and not only get to watch the movie in theater, but watch it in a sing-along type of situation. Good news. For 2 nights, August 23rd and August 24th, in select cities, there is the opportunity to do the K-pop Demon Hunter sing-along. All you got to do is go to singkpopdemonhunters.com, which there's a reason why I opened up this window on this computer so I could actually just grab it. I'm going to drop this in the chat.
Oh, my God.
There you go.
I know you just dropped that, but I need this.
Uh-oh. What is Zealeus? Oh, the beta ideas. Dude, I love the beta idea. Oh, my God, yes.
Yeah, you have
the K-pop Demon Hunter, the tiger, and the three-eyed crow. Oh, I'd be all over that.
So in 2 weekends, 2 weeks, I will not be here because I will be at Dragon Con, where my friends, they're going as, I don't remember their names because I don't remember anybody's name, but they're basically going as the male and female lead from K-pop, and I'm going as the crow, the three-eyed crow to be accurate, including a hat, which will be about 3 feet tall.
Nice.
It's going to be amazing.
I think it's Rumi.
Yes. Yep. She's going as Rumi. That rings a bell.
Oh, shoot.
And the
where
dude
is Jinu?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I wanted to go as Derpy. So Derpy is the tiger, but I'm like, I don't know how the hell to make a Derpy cosplay.
Yeah.
Tiger. So I'm like, I can do the crow because it's basically a big thing over my head with 3 eyes and a top hat, obviously. So yes, and it's going to be the mega cosplay at Dragon Con this year.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, they've already said they're going to have to move the location of the photo shoot because like the normal location is just not big enough.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you want though, right? You want to be part of like the uber big ones. At least one.
Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, so I'll have to rewatch it before Dragon Con.
Yeah.
But I'm not one who watches it like 10 times.
Speaking of watching movies here, did you know that there's potentially a new Star Trek movie that could be in the works soon?
Did somebody at Paramount Plus / CBS want money?
Yeah, exactly. Now, that being said, there's probably no way in hell that the Pine series, as they call it, is going to get the continuation. Chris Pine has actually come out and said that series is cursed. So I'm pretty sure that he and Chekhov that actor's dead. Leonard Nimoy has since
I like
passed.
Chris Pine movies though.
I did. I do. So I liked it as well. But I
They're
think
good.
that if they do truly go to another Star Trek, I think that it will be. I don't want another parallel universe. But
Well, they did 3 with Chris Pine, right?
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, 3's a pretty good run is the way I look at it.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. So I don't see an issue with that.
no, I don't either.
Although
Now,
him and Spock did have a really good rapport with each other.
yes,
That is what made it really good to me.
Zachary Quintos.
Thank you. Yeah. Now and of course you also had Judge Dredd.
Oh yeah, Keith Urban.
Yep.
Who I don't think. Do I think Judge Dredd? What? No, I think some. Oh my God! Now, of course. Now you're gonna. Oh,
Did I distract you?
Well, now I've got to remember what. I don't think. Not Keith Urban. It's not Keith Urban. Keith Urban's the singer. It's something Urban. Carl Urban. That's it.
Yeah. Well, of course, I mean, on Paramount Plus, because I think I saw a headline for about that. And of course, you have Strange New Worlds, where it would be strange to create a movie. I guess you could, based off of what's going to be the finale. The problem is you already know what the finale is going to be.
Right.
And if you watch the show, you'll understand. It's not really a spoiler. It's like in the first episode. It's actually part of Star Wars canon as far as what's going to happen in the end. So I don't know if they will make that of a movie. I don't know. Of that being like maybe the farewell to it, but then you'd have to like coincide it perfectly with the series.
Yeah.
As far as like where is that going? Because it's super popular. So I don't think they'd want to like end it prematurely based off the ratings, based off its popularity. So I mean, it's done well. I'm all for another Star Wars movie. Sure.
Star Trek.
Sorry. Star Trek.
I
know this is blasphemy, but they're all the same to me.
Oh boy.
I know. They're in space, whatever.
When I think Carl Urban, I actually think of the FBI agent from the movie Red that had
oh jeez. Bruce Willis,
Morgan Freeman, Helen Mirren, John Malkovich.
John Malkovich, thank you. Yeah, all the old timer. It was what Expendables wanted to be, but it didn't take itself too seriously.
I loved that movie. I will still. I have no problem with popping Red into my Blu-ray player and.
What about Red 2?
Oh, I love that one too. I'll watch either.
Is there 3 of them or just 2?
No, just 2.
Okay.
Well, and Bruce will never act again. So.
Sadly, yes.
Yes. But
yeah, you can't do Red without Bruce because just yeah.
Yeah, or as his character name, Frank Moses.
Yes.
It would not be the same without Frank. Now, okay, so back to Star Trek. There is a rumor that if this is indeed true and they do make another Star Trek movie, that they might be moving on to TNG, the Next Generation. But can you have anyone besides Sir Patrick Stewart play Picard?
I mean, to be fair, they're doing it with Strange New Worlds in terms of oh my gosh, not Picard, Captain Kirk.
Pike? Oh, Kirk.
What? Yeah, it's young Kirk. He's not a captain yet.
Gotcha.
But you can definitely see how he's trying to be like William Shatner. It's very obvious, and it's not a bad way. It's just it makes sense that you want to kind of be the very, suave and charismatic and diplomatic type of guy. Like that's the character, right?
Right.
So they're doing it with Brave New World, or sorry, I keep on saying Brave New Worlds, Strange New Worlds, where they're having him in the show as like a, you know, special guest. So there's precedent for it. So I don't see why you couldn't do it for Picard. I guess the funny thing is that Picard is still in Star Trek shows now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's you haven't seen Shatner do, Star Trek in long time, but Picard's still doing it to this day.
Yep.
So it's kind of, I guess you could always do the Spock thing where it's like he makes a cameo with the young version.
But then I would kind of feel like that's X-Men Days of Past, Future,
yes.
whatever.
Yeah. Just, what the hell? Let's get some X-Men in there. That's actually what they're going to go explore. They're out, braving the frontier and they find mutants. Why not?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not a Trekkie, right? I'm enjoying Strange New Worlds because they're just really good stories. I actually think of it, it's a lot to me like Doctor Who in a way, where they're kind of self-encapsulated, new adventures with new species, new beings, and there is some kind of overarching story. But for the most part, you can just kind of watch them, right? But it's kind of that sense of adventure. But the thing that gets me about Star Trek, and I don't know if like other Star Trek series are like this, I feel like every other episode, they're meeting like some alien species who is like 10 billion years technologically advanced compared to the Federation. And I feel like every other episode, I'm like, okay, this could be the end of the Federation. And obviously it's not. They work something out. But I'm like, is every species who they encounter like just technologically more advanced than the Federation? I feel like this is a constant thing. And I don't know if it's the other Star Treks do the same thing or if it's just like unique to Strange New Worlds and that's just how they're doing their storytelling.
I think with Strange New Worlds, it's so early on in like the exploration.
It is.
Because like when it comes to like Next Generation, you've got a little of everything. You've got the underdeveloped ones, you got the more developed ones, and the ones that are basically they've done things. They're basically at the same level, but they did it slightly different.
I just feel like I look for the perspective of like there's so many civilizations out there who just could have like statistically speaking should have ended the Federation by now.
Oh God, yes.
That's how I guess I got from that perspective where it's like, okay, at some point it's just I'm sorry, you're gonna fail and the space version of Genghis Khan is gonna come and take you out.
Oh yeah. We as humans believe that even when we're at a disadvantage, we'll find a way to win. But in reality, if we were to go up against some of these like technologically advanced races and strut our stuff like we humans do, we'd probably be extinct.
Exactly. Yeah, that I do feel that way sometimes watching the show where I'm like, I know obviously we're already suspending belief because we're spacefaring at this point, but still.
Yes. I'm waiting for that day, man, where we decide to journey to new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilization, to boldly go where no one has gone before.
Yeah. Is there money in it?
Shouldn't the pure joy of discovery?
Are you a communist?
Anyways.
No, I agree. It is actually kind of sad where like you think about it, like for decades, like NASA was like the bastion of like, in a way, like American exceptionalism.
Yeah.
And now it's like not. It's just it's sad.
Yes, it's very sad. Very sad.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know we're running a little bit light on time, but I did have a follow-up question, or a question that was born of the fact that there might be a new Star Trek, and that is there an actor out there that played a character, doesn't matter how many years ago, but that you would love to see them reprise their role?
I mean, the easy one for me is David Tennant as Doctor Who.
Well,
and it happens like
yeah, he's done it.
occasionally. So,
Yeah.
wish granted. I think the
Yes.
tricky part is you get into the situation of like Picard is actually a great example, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Where he comes in and 30 years later he's still doing it. Um, I think the one I would actually genuinely like to see though that hasn't been done would be Carl Urban in Dread 2.
Yeah. I could. Okay. Yep.
Because like to do like he did Dread perfectly,
Mm-hmm.
and you need basically the equivalent of like a method actor for Dread to work successfully. Just because
Yeah.
he's that kind of character.
Mm-hmm.
And that when you read about what Urban did for Dread to make it, really embrace Dread in his character, you're gonna need something like that. So that would be my answer. Would actually really be Dread 2.
That's a good
With
one.
the Carl urbanization, not the Sylvester Stallonization.
Yeah.
So that would be mine. What about you?
I'm trying to think if there's truly a movie. What's a movie that I want that I wish had a sequel?
To me, like it implies sequels, and so many successful movies have already had sequels because you want to milk franchises for all their worth. So that's the tricky part.
Well, and for me personally, I've been watching basically nothing but like animated movies for quite a while. So trying
what
to think
about
of
like an actor who could do a animated movie?
Oh. You know what?
Like,
if I had my way, as weird as it took me a little bit of time to get used to. I wish that there was a sequel to Transformers 1, which was a animated film. It had Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime. He did a really good job, and the whole voice acting crew did a great job. And it pisses me off that it was a great origin story, and I don't understand why people didn't jump on the freaking bandwagon so we could see another one.
Have you heard of Michael Bay's Transformers with big explosions?
Oh, for fuck's
bigger
sake. Zealeus, no.
Vigorous explosions. Oh, sorry. Would you like some more explosions where you can't actually see what's going on?
I would like.
I've got your dream fulfilled, bro.
Michael Bay, lots of explosions, couple of robots, and basically the entire U.S. military.
Fuck yeah.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Ooh, I would have loved to see a sequel to the A-Team remake that had oh my god, why did I just blame the guy from what's his name? Oh, son of a bitch. I'm going to hate myself. The guy, the Taken guy, Liam Neeson. I would have loved to see a follow-up of the A-Team. And have him reprise his role as Hannibal. Bradley Cooper was great as Face. Charlton Copley was a perfect Murdoch. I mean, he played the perfect, insane, kooky guy. And then Rampage Jackson did a pretty good, decent job of filling in Mr. T's shoes as B.A. Baracus.
Huh. I never actually saw that.
It's good.
I'll have to keep that in mind next time I see it on streaming. I'll be like, aha.
Yeah, dude. Definitely worth it. And it was nice to see. There were a couple cameos in there as well.
Sure. Yeah.
That was fun. But anyways. Excuse me. All right. We have one more question, and then we will have actually gone through the entire list, which is impressive. This was a question that was asked to me to be asked on the show, and that is there a certain gaming equipment you have to have in order to get the most out of your gaming sessions?
A monitor?
So, what? Yes, a working internet connection, a nice size monitor.
Okay, to answer the question seriously, when I play MMOs, I need can I get it up to the screen? Yes, my
Ooh.
MMO mouse.
Nice.
And the reason is because you don't really, when you play MMOs, you have like 20 bloody freaking keybinds, and trying to
Yep.
use your keyboard alone to get to all your different keys is a royal pain in the ass.
Yes.
So having an MMO mouse where you can use your thumb to use your keybinds is actually, I wouldn't call it mandatory, but it's extremely, extremely helpful. And people on forums were like, how do you reach your 18 keys? Like, the number one answer is like, just get an MMO mouse.
Yeah.
The tricky part is the Logitech one, I think, has been discontinued. And like, because it is a niche product from a mouse perspective. So a lot of the peripheral companies don't, they might make it for a couple of years, but then discontinue it because they're like, oh, we're not making enough money off of this.
Yeah.
So that's the tricky part, is finding that right MMO mouse. So that would be my answer.
The right MMO mouse, the right gamepad. For me, if I'm playing a spooky game, I need good headphones and the ability to have a dark room. So
fair enough.
But other than that, I mean, like, I also require a sturdy keyboard, not the flimsy. Like, I feel like, if I push the keys a little too hard, I'm gonna break the keyboard.
Oh no, I have splurged on my keyboards and mice throughout the years.
Yeah.
I have a rather not cheap SteelSeries Pro full LED and shit keyboard right now. There is something nice about typing on these keyboards. There really is. Like, it feels good to have that nice, good tactile feedback versus, we've all used the spongy $5 keyboards over the years, and they just feel icky, right? Like, they're just, but having that, there's something that feels good about typing on a good keyboard.
And also, I don't know. This is just my OCD-ness. I know that everyone's got their fancy, wireless shit, but I always feel more secure in gaming when it's wired. Just because I know that there's going to be that like intense moment where my keyboard decides the battery dies, or the mouse dies, or some shit like that.
No, yeah, for my gaming desk I'm at, my keyboard and mouse, 100% wired.
Yeah.
For my work desk, 100% wireless.
Oh, absolutely. Same here.
Yeah, for my work, oh no, my keyboard went out. I can fix it, or I can be without a wireless mouse for 30 seconds at work.
No, you can drag it out. No one is you can. But when you're in the middle of it, if you're in the middle of an intense gaming session, it's not okay that your keyboard or your mouse died, or your gamepad.
What about intense, like, coding session, bro? If I don't commit this last push by the next 18 seconds, our production is going entirely down across the world.
Okay, first of all, you should not be committing stuff directly to production.
Whoa. What is test but production?
Oh, please don't.
I can have 8 million people testing concurrently.
Oh, Jesus, please don't do that. Oh, God. I'm getting flashbacks now. I'm getting PTSD flashbacks. Thanks a lot, Zealeus.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of our show. So I would like to thank everyone for tuning in, especially in Sinatra for being a first-time viewer. But anyways, thank you everyone for tuning in to the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, it's been a pleasure giving you the camera, our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. We'll be back soon for another Thursday night hangout.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother. Okay, the reason why I say soon, ladies and gentlemen, is that next week I have a slight scheduling conflict, and then the following week, Zealeus will, of course, be at DragonCon.
Gotcha.
I unfortunately have the West Coast slot for my basketball league, and so I may. It's a 9 o'clock game.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Are you playing against Californians? Are they being imported?
No. So, I'm gonna try. I got to see how I feel. I've got a game on Monday and a game on Wednesday. I got to see how I feel probably after the Monday game because I jacked up my thumb on my left hand and I'm a lefty. So if I'm still in a good amount of pain after the game on Monday, then I'll sit out on Thursday.
Gotcha.
So I can't say yay or nay right now.
Oh, yeah, just let me know.
Okay. But anyways, ow, that hurt. I just clapped right on my fucking thumb.
Nice. Good job. Good job.
Yes. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take this off line.